dear friends, welcome back to the channel. Very good afternoon to you guys all out there, wherever you are on the continent of Africa, in Europe, in America, in Canada, Australia, or right in Southeast Asia. Ladies and gentlemen, you are highly welcome to this very afternoon edition. Yes, it is about Chelsea, but then I also have news on the African qualifiers, African World Cup qualifiers. Ghana tonight, late night game. Yeah, I'll still have to stay awake until 3 a.m. Nigeria is going to be tomorrow, but tonight is going to be Ghana. Dear friends, let's get started on Chelsea quickly. Todd Boehly speaking about the differences between him and the clearly capital group. Yes, the truth is finally coming out. Chelsea fans, now we are beginning to know exactly what transpired, what the problem is, how the relationships are right now between the two ownership. Todd Boehly and the clearly capital, headed by Boehly. Todd Boehly has spoken. You know, he's quite vocal when it comes to talking about some of these things. He's been hiding the real facts for a very long time. But right now, he said it without knowing what or when. Todd Boehly on the ownership drama, the fight between the two ownerships or the two owners. Yes, the ownership drama. He said, we have a big stadium development opportunity. Yes, that we have to flush out. And I think ultimately where we are going to be aligned or go our different ways. We have a big project, big stadium plan, where ultimately we are going to do what? Align together or go our different ways. Todd Boehly speaking. What does that mean? You see, there are differences between the ownership. They disagree on certain issues. Right now, Todd Boehly is saying that what can separate him from the clearly capital right now, either he will go his way or the clearly capital will go. But listen, this is my thought. I personally think, listen carefully, I personally think that Boehly wants a modern stadium that can host other events. A modern stadium that can host other events like the Bernabeu, Real Madrid Bernabeu, or host sports stadium, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, yes, in England. And unfortunately, redeveloping Stamford Bridge will not provide that. Redeveloping Stamford Bridge will not provide that. Meanwhile, the bridge, as we all know, the pitch belongs to you, to the fans. They are owners. I mean, pitch ownership group are also there. And they own the name, the brand, Chelsea. Now, if there is a disagreement, it could be that Chelsea prefers to redevelop Stamford Bridge. That is a clearly capital group. They will prefer to redevelop Stamford Bridge to maintain the name. Todd Boehly also wants to maintain the name, even if we are to move to a new site. But in general, clearly capital, they will prefer to stay there at the bridge and develop the bridge maybe to 60,000 capacity, which will mean that less revenue will be generated from the stadium rental. If we are to redevelop the Stamford Bridge, less revenue will be generated due to the capacity. And you see, there are stadiums right now that host rugby before football games. There are stadiums right now that the grass on the surface of the field or the pitch is more like automated. They can lay the grass right now. There's a way they do it automatically, where they can with the rugby lines After a rugby game, they will just press a button, the rugby field will shift and the football field will appear. So there are various ways that you can develop a stadium, even for entertainment purposes. Can host big events, yet after the big event, the same stadium will be using for football games. And that is what big stadiums now do. Tottenham Hotspur, Bernabeu, in Real Madrid, that is what happens right now, dear friends. So I think Todd Boehly feels it not good, or it not be a good value for money if they are to redevelop Stamford Bridge. They cannot change Stamford Bridge to that automated system that it can host rugby after they can play football on. It can be done because of the space. Now, so it's either they agree to do it his way, Todd Boehly's way, or someone will have to walk away. Either they agree to do it Todd Boehly's way, or one of the parties will have to walk away. Will it be Todd Boehly walking out, or Boehly and Ekelele Capital? It is what it is, dear friends. Yeah, I don't have much time. It is hot afternoon. Let me move on quickly. Dear friends, it is what it is. What are your expectations? I'll be going to your comments in the next few minutes. Yeah, even a while. I've seen a lot of comments, over 30 comments. I will try and take as much as I can this afternoon before I go. So don't go anywhere. Just stay with me. In the next 3-4 minutes, I'll be going to your comments, dear friends. Tonight, Ghana Black Stars are away in Morocco. Yes, Morocco is not a host nation. Ghana Black Stars are playing against Madagascar, but Madagascar is using Morocco as their host. So, honestly, it looks like a neutral ground for both teams. I think you can see. This, when I bought this jersey about 10 years ago, if I'm not mistaken, or more than 10 years. So now you can see the differences in the jerseys. Yeah, this is an old one. You know, those of us that are outside Ghana, it's difficult for us to get the original one from our home nations. But this is still Ghana. Tonight is Ghana, Madagascar versus Ghana, all the way in Morocco. Madagascar is playing their game in Morocco. So it's more or less a neutral ground. What are your expectations if you are a Ghanaian? Let me hear from you in the comments section. All is set. The game is at 7 p.m. Yes, 7 p.m. in Ghana time. And that will be 8 p.m. in Nigeria. 7 p.m. in Ghana, 8 p.m. in Nigeria. Here in Southeast Asia, that will be 3 a.m. 3 a.m. 24th of March 2025. And the stadium is Mimam El Arisi Stadium in Morocco. Tonight, 7 p.m. Dear friends, I will bring every detail after the match. Post-match reaction will come here. And my good friends, Nigeria, my brothers in Nigeria, is tomorrow. Yes, 25th of March, up next. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a game about Nigeria. Nigeria's game is tomorrow. And as you can see on your screen, Nigeria Super Eagles are doing the hard work. They are doing the hard work in training for tomorrow's game. There you are. You can see it on your screen there. The Super Eagles putting in all the hard work against their opponents tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, on that note, let me quickly rush to the shout outs and I'll be off from here. Yes, I have a lot of shout outs to give. Quickly, let me start from my good friend. Who is this? Odunayo Yo says, good day, Mr. Salon. It's been a while. It's been a while you have, read comments. Please do. All right, I'm here now to do. He said, on those shortlisted strikers, I can tell you for sure or for free that Chelsea will end up signing Delap or Sesko. Osimhen is not in the picture because of their wage structure. They know that the fans love Osimhen very well, and they will want him to come. That is why they shortlisted him. If peradventure Chelsea sign him, then somebody of high personality has made it happen. But I doubt it. This is Ordinary Oyo from Lagos, Nigeria. The next one coming from Veronica Ofun. Veronica Ofun. I think this is a lady. Wow. Chelsea will keep Sancho for another season. He is good in holding ball for opponents to commit. Yeah, that is true. To commit penalty. He has been doing that. We want a player who can dribble ball like Sancho. He may not score, but create opportunities for others to score. Very good point there. Very good point there. Big shout out to you, Veronica Ofun. I believe you're in Nigeria. Let me know your location. Yes, and Ordinary Oyo from Lagos, Nigeria. Big shout out to you both. Big shout out to you both. All right, the next one. Let's see the next one. Bright, let me know where you're watching from next time. Bright says, I said it last year, Nico is a force to reckon with. If not, players like Nico Palmer will not flourish. If not for Nico Williams, players like Cole Palmer will not flourish. At Chelsea. That is true. You're just speaking my mind. Bright, let me know where you're watching from. Bright again says, Bright OP, who says, professional player, and why do we want to force Arsenal to buy him? Why do we want Arsenal to force to buy who? Oh, Raheem Sterling, right? Okay. Bright, big shout out to you wherever you are. Let me know where you are watching us from. Yes. My usual suspect, Vesuvius. Yeah, it's only when I talk about Victor Osimhen that he comes up. He said, Osimhen of Napoli only under their real rules. Wheels and claws. The rest are bullocks, included fake swaps. Really? Well, your message is not very clear, but I understand what you mean. You're always against Osimhen coming to Chelsea. So I know. Big shout out to you anyway. You are still one of my favorites here on this platform. Frederick Amababe says, please, Chelsea board should get Victor Osimhen and leave others. Thanks, Frederick Amababe from Biafra State, Nigeria. Let me see if I can get the last. I still have more. This one says, Anefiok Moses says, these owners are killing us. Big shout out to you, Anefiok Moses. Really? Sadiq Adeleke Sadiq says, Chelsea owners are using satanic model. My goodness, really? Sadiq, they are using satanic model. The satanic model is a money-making model, right? Big shout out to you, Sadiq Adeleke Sadiq. Siloko Augustine says, stop wasting our time. Get us Osimhen. Stop wasting our time. Get us Osimhen. Big shout out to you, Augustine, Siloko, wherever you are. Big shout out to you guys all out there. Again, Sadiq says, currently Osimhen is receiving 150,000 pounds. Yeah, that is why I indicated that if Chelsea to sign Osimhen, he will not receive anything less than 250,000 pounds. That was what I put up. I know his current wages that he's receiving between 150 to 160,000 pounds. That is why we said he might like to receive over 200,000 pounds to 250,000 pounds if he should sign for Chelsea. Big shout out to you, my dear friend. All right. Samu Kajembai, I hope this is your original name, says, for me, I prefer Victor Osimhen to be signed by Chelsea. Big shout out to you, Samu. All of you guys out there, very big shout out to you guys all. Let me take the last four. Yes, the last four. Lux Rider, my dear friend Lux Rider. It's been a long time. How are you doing? Lux Rider from Zambia. Yes. Say hello, Mr. Selom. Lux Rider from Zambia. Yes, me, I go with Osimhen and Isaac. Very great one out there. Big shout out to you. Looks Rider from Zambia. This one's from Ogunka Daniel. Say Osimhen is good for Chelsea with red heart emoji. Red heart emoji. If Chelsea will get him, big shout out to you, Ogunka Daniel. Big shout out to you out there. I believe you're in Nigeria. Desmond Elliott says, for you saying that the striker will not fill the system, where is the coach? Where is the coach's job? What is the coach's job? The coach's job is to teach the player to face what? The system he won. You see, the challenge is that not every player fits into every system. That is just it. No matter what the coach tries to do, especially the upbringing of the player matters a lot. There are some players that are not good in multiple positional play. There are others also that are good in multiple positional play. Yes, that is how it is. So sometimes the coaches might try it, but it doesn't help. All right, quickly. The last but not the least, from Alex Akufo, GH, Ghana for that matter. Yes. Says, for some strange reason, I fancy the lab. For some strange reasons, you fancy the lab. Well, we wait to see, dear friends. I will be back with my big shout out tomorrow after the game. And hey, remember tomorrow Nigeria is on World Cup qualifier. Yes, World Cup qualifier. I believe England is also tomorrow. I have to cross-check that once again. And tonight is going to be Ghana Black Stars versus Madagascar, right? Yes, tonight. Well, I'll see you guys all. I can only wish my nation, my Ghana, my lovely nation Ghana, all the best. And I predict 3-0 against Madagascar tonight. See you all in the next one. You see me. Shalom and peace.